Now it's time for our first trust call, and we are happy to have with us two experts. Christoph Busch is an expert on identity fraud at EAB, and Maria Bielikova is a professor of ethics specialising in artificial intelligence at the Kempelen Institute. And we have the same question for both of them. Hello, Christoph.
Hello, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you.
And hello, Professor Bielikova.
Hello, Greg.
So, Christoph, let's start with you. What's the key element to unlocking instant trust through technology?
Well, when we talk about trust, first comes into my mind is the human-to-human relationship. Trust is established based on positive experience, that we can predict how a person will behave. When it comes to technology, we can also build trust based on experience, that we use a technology and know exactly what will happen with that. When it comes to biometric technology, that means you can test the components that you have, for instance, for the recognition performance. And we have established ISO standards that describe the methodology, like 19794 Part 1. Or when you're concerned about the capture device, whether that capture device is robust against potential attackers, then you could look at the ISO methodology 30107 Part 3 that describes such a testing. And when you say, I've never heard about these standards, what do they tell me? Well, then you can go to some service provider, and the service provider will tell you that he has tested the components that you're interested in and what the outcome of such tests will be and whether that component will serve the purpose that you have. And if you read these tests, then you can trust. Consider.
Thank you, Professor Busch. And the same question for you, please, Professor Bielikova. What's the key element to unlocking instant trust through technology?
From my point of view, trust is not something one should demand from people. It's something we should be worthy of. We researchers and developers of new technologies have a great power to create things from thin air, to explore new possibilities unknown to others. And people with no such power follow us, believing that the new lands we have stumbled on are safe and firm. They may not be aware that sometimes we are not quite sure where our research will lead. In Kempelen Institute of Intelligent Technologies, we have a goal to research intelligent and trustworthy technologies in close collaboration in industry. I believe that research is the key tool for developing talent and catalyzing knowledge transfer and innovation. And ethics and robustness are the key factors for making the technologies useful for people and shielding human values. And we in KINIT really mean it. We pursue this goal for our knowledge and faith. We know that all these technologies can bring so much good for people. This is why we are passionate about research of technologies and believe it. But the technologies can also cause substantial harm if we all who develop and transfer them into product will not pay enough attention to those for whom they should serve. That is the reason why I am convinced that we should develop genuine human-centric technologies. If we succeed in this, the people who will benefit from our work will thank and support us. This process, we are not alone in our journal, make our lives better, I call trust. And it's not instant, but a human-centric approach connected with continuous education of the public can make trust sustainable.
Thank you, Professor Bielikova, and thank you also, Professor Busch.